Mr. Gay, please check for the witness.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Can you face those cameras, please? Stand here, please. Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. What is your religion?
Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Yes, swear by the Holy Quran.
Okay, can you speak into the mic so that... Okay.
I want to swear by Holy Quran.
Thank you. Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Is it possible to hold the Quran? Or you can touch it if you cannot hold it? No. Yes, you can hold the Holy Quran and then repeat after me. I, Kanjura,
Kanjura,
do swear that I'll speak the truth,
I'll speak the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me Allah.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Kanye.
Good morning, everyone.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Council, can we proceed?
Yes, thank you very much. Can you please tell the Commission your name?
My name is Mustapha or Kanjura for short.
Mustapha alias Kanjura.
Kani.
What is your address, Mr. Kani?
Brusubi.
Your occupation?
Presently, Dom site manager.
Dom site manager. Are you on contract or?
On contract.
On contract. Since for K.M.C?
No, for AMCC.
For Caribbean Municipal Council?
Yes. AMCC is the company that I work for as at now, but he's being contracted to by K.M.C.
Okay, we will get there. So what is your educational background?
Primary school, secondary school, high school.
That does not tell us anything. We want to know the background. We want to know if it is primary school you want to start with. Which primary school? When did you graduate? Secondary school, the same, and high school as well.
All right. I thought you would understand when I say secondary school, high school. But if you want me to go to detail,
yes.
I'm from Jarumekoro Primary School, Latikunda Secondary School, St. Augustine High School.
Which year? St. Augustine's High School?
I can't remember most.
Can you remember when you graduated?
I cannot remember. I think it's 82 I finished.
All right. What is your date of birth?
My date of birth is 21st July 69.
69. You recall giving a statement?
Yes. I do.
And an additional statement.
Yes, I do.
We'll ask that you be shown these documents, these two statements. Please go through your statements.
Yeah. Yep, that's correct.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness, Mustapha Kanyi. The date is 24th of May 2023. And the additional statement, 3rd of July 2024, into evidence as an exhibit.
The statement dated the 24th of May 2024, made by the witness, Mr. Mustapha Kanyi, and the statement dated the 3rd of July 2024 are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KMK/KMC/001.
As the commission places. Now, Mr. Kanyi, when did you start working for the Carnival Municipal Council?
I started working for Kanifing Municipal Council as an interim management team set by the government.
When was this?
I'm very poor with timing or dates, but it's just before the first mayoral election when Bensouda came in.
Now, in what capacity?
As interim management, I've said.
Were you employed, or were you given a written letter asking you to be a part of the interim management? How did you find yourself in that position?
At the time, I was working in State House, and I was informed, and a letter was probably given, but I can't remember it.
You cannot remember?
I cannot remember the letter or what, but I was part of it, and I was asked to go.
So in 2018, what capacity were you working at the council?
I don't know the timeline, but I can tell you I spent about 4 months under interim management. Thereafter, the chairman of the interim management asked me if I can, me and one lady called Maria, to help the new incoming council to navigate the transition.
What was your role in the interim committee?
I was just an operational man.
What do you mean by that?
Wherever at the time they feel is an area that I should or they should intervene, I go.
Do you have any allowances or remuneration for that?
As an interim?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
In 2018, you were
Yes.
still interim, or were you issued a contract?
Can you repeat your
In
question?
2018, were you still there as an interim appointee, or you were issued a contract subsequently?
After the interim,
Yes.
that's what I am saying. The chairman asked me if I could help them in that transitional period of the new council.
Yes.
And yes, I was on contract.
Was this formalized?
Of course it was.
Do you have a copy of your contract?
I don't.
Why is that?
Unfortunately, I'm not very good in keeping papers.
So,
As long as I know I've been given the thing, and I wouldn't dare to work somewhere when I'm not given any form of letter.
We wouldn't know that. We want to have evidence of that contract you may have with the council. So what was the nature of the contract?
Well, I should advise or help the new transitional council in areas wherever they feel I am good at or I can be of any good to them.
What was your experience prior to working with council?
I have a good experience because I work in that place as an interim management team, so I know a lot of things.
Before working as an interim management member in that team, what was your experience?
Well, my age is my experience, and I know a lot of things about whatever is happening.
That's so general, Mr. Kanyi. Age is never experience when it comes to the professional setting. That would not be correct. So you must have had prior working experience. Now I've qualified it, working experience.
Yes, I work as advisor on investment.
On investment. What is your experience about investment, Mr. Kanyi?
I may not have any specific advisor thing, but I know I can advise somebody when it comes to me with a question about something.
But you don't have a working experience when it comes to investment?
No.
You don't have an educational background when it comes to investment?
No.
You haven't worked for any company before or any institution in relation to investment?
No.
But you deem yourself qualified to give investment advice?
Yes.
Right? Now, we understand that in 2018 November, you were appointed as the overseer of the position of Director of Compliance. Do you recall this?
Yes.
Why? Who appointed you?
The council appointed me.
How were you appointed?
Out of blue, I was called to say if I can manage their security and facilities within the council.
Have you done that before?
Yes.
You have done that before?
Unfortunately, yes. I had my own franchise security company,
You have
but
your
not
own,
in this country,
where?
in England.
You had a company in England?
Yeah.
A security company in England?
Yes.
Can you provide us with those details?
I cannot.
You can?
No, I left it 15 years ago.
So you don't have any details to provide
No.
to the Commission
No.
regarding your security company
No.
in the UK?
No. Even
How?
my badge, when I last went there, I left it there.
Please come again.
I left even my security SIA badge.
You had a security badge.
Yeah, SIA. They
What
call it
was your company's name?
Kansala Security. It's a franchise to Bromshill Security.
Kansas Security in UK,
Yes.
and it was registered.
Yes.
I'm asking because if we look it up, we will see it.
Well, you can see it.
Yes. So please, if you have any information about that company, Mr. Kanyi, he would welcome that.
I do not have any record of it. I must confess to you that I do not want to say this because it's personal. I had stroke a few years back, and I lost some of my memories. I still have many of it, but I lost some of them. So maybe few of them were like that. And I still go to England every 3 months for treatment.
Mr. Kanyi, sorry about that, about your medical condition. But
No trouble.
again, any information regarding your evidence, any part of your evidence, just for you to know, to assist you, it will be helpful.
Yes.
For your evidence that you cannot substantiate, it may not be helpful.
The idea of my security background and so forth were never mentioned in my statement.
General.
And for that reason, even if I have it here, I would not have brought it out because I thought the question in line would be, solely and wholly on my statement.
Let's proceed. I don't think that is worth replying.
Exactly.
So, I mean, your that statement is not worth replying. So, regarding your 2018 November appointment as Director of Compliance, so you were appointed to oversee the Director of Compliance position.
Yeah.
And you don't have your appointment letter here?
No.
You were given an appointment letter?
I think so, I was.
You think so?
Yeah.
And what would have been your main, to TOR?
At the time, there are few problems arising. There
Right.
was no compliance.
Yes.
1. 2, I have the security background, which I told you.
Right.
3, there was a lot of theft going on in Serakunda market.
Right.
4, maybe the security in K.M.C premises are very loose.
Is that how you understand the position of the Director of Compliance, Mr. Kanye?
I did not go into detail of finding what Director of Compliance is, but those are the areas I thought.
Why won't you not go into details, Mr. Kanye? You were appointed by the council to oversee that position. If you're not qualified for that position, then you shouldn't have taken it.
Well, that's an opinion.
And it's a very important opinion.
Yes, but it may...
Hear me out.
Too many or two people have two different opinions.
Hear me
Both
out.
of them may be right.
Hear me out. So this is how the rules work. So when I ask a question, then you answer.
Yes.
When I make a statement and ask a question, then you can respond.
Ask one question at a time, not two questions. or
Sorry,
three.
Mr. Kanye, I believe that the way you are responding is rude. I am hereby cautioning you to answer the questions. And I believe, can you hear me out, please?
I think, yes, I can.
Yes, and I believe that we have exhibited maximum decor in allowing witnesses to say what they want to say and for them to say it the way they want to say it. But what we cannot accept is attitude, insolence, and somebody exhibiting arrogance, because it's a commission of inquiry. You are here by virtue of the fact that you have served in some form of capacity. And the object of the commission, I believe everybody knows. I believe that questions put to you when you don't understand, it is only prudent to ask politely, to be allowed to understand the questions and answer them.
I honestly think...
All right, so can we proceed, please?
Thank you very much. Yes, so the position of a Director of Compliance. We want to know your understanding when you're overseeing this position, what your role or your TOR was at the time.
As I have said, my understanding was then there was a lot of issues going in Serakunda market and all the other premises of K.M.C. And to my understanding, that's where I was called in to help to improve the situations in those areas.
Now, do you know the various departments within the council?
Yes, I do.
Can you name us some of these departments in council as compliance that director overseeing that position?
Can you repeat the question? I don't understand.
Some of the departments within council that you had to work with as director of compliance overseeing that position?
The only area I can remember is the K.M.C. police and securities.
K.M.C. Police and Security.
Yes.
Any other department in council that you know of?
I can't remember offhand.
You can't remember offhand. That's why I said if you were the director of compliance, because technically you would have been at that time overseeing that position, how would you execute your functions in relation to the directorate of compliance if you don't know the various departments that are within council?
I know almost all the departments
Yes,
of the council.
yes. And these departments are
Well, rate, rents,
rate, rent,
admin,
admin,
debts.
debt.
Yes, those are the areas I can.
So yes, remember, do you know there's a financial department?
That is what?
A financial department?
Finance, yes, of course.
Audit?
Yes, audit.
Now, what was your relationship with the finance department as the overseer of the director of compliance? What was your working relationship?
Well, I have no direct relationship with finance. Indirectly, when I was in interim management, the finance department's account section is somewhere I always hang out with the people there. They are mostly young girls. They call me Baba, I call them my daughters. That's the only relationship I had with the finance.
So it has to be deeper than that. It has to be stretched beyond that informal relationship as to how they call you, because the finance department has to be also in compliance with regulations, with rules. Internal audit department. The finance department, there are so many components. You have named people that work on the rates, license, debt collection. They have to, and the various collectors, they have to be in compliance with regulation. What have you or your office during this period been doing in relation to making sure that the finance department is effectively working in line with regulation?
Actually, that was not my reason of being in that place. And I've never exercised such.
You were given, you were enumerated for this position, correct?
It was, yes.
And so because you were paid for this, you had to perform the functions of the office. Do you understand it that way?
Not as I knew it at the time. And up till now, I don't understand what else would I be there other than they give me some specific tasks as Director of Compliance.
When did you cease, or for how long did you serve as overseer of the Director of Compliance position?
I cannot remember the timeline, but I can only tell you when they employed or got somebody for that job, I deliberately moved out.
And did your contract expire, or were you given a subsequent contract?
Maybe I was given a subsequent contract and moved to another site.
Maybe.
Maybe that's it.
In 2020, do you recall being given a contract to as a debt recovery officer?
I remember when they had a problem with debt recovery, yes.
They had a problem. What
Yeah.
kind of problem was that?
Because there are unreconciled monies hanging around other places with other companies. So I was employed to go and follow up those things.
Were you given a contract as well?
Yes, I was.
Do you have a copy of your contract?
No.
You don't?
No.
And before being given this contract, what was your experience in debt recovery?
Once again, go back to when I was interim, I was following all the debts companies were owing, maybe 20, 10, 15 years old. And
Do you have that evidence of the debt recoveries that you have done when you were in the interim committee?
I do not have the records. I've never made one, but I can remember a few companies I had to go to do reconciliation with.
Mr. Kanye, in April 2020, you were also subsequently offered a consultancy service by K.M.C on debt recovery again.
Yes.
At this time around, you were enumerated $45,000 quarterly.
Yeah.
You recall this?
Yes, sir.
What was the nature of the consultancy service that you had to render to K.M.C in relation to debt recovery?
It's operational consultancy.
What do you mean by operational consultancy?
I only go there to improve towards their objectives. That's operational consultancy.
Mr. Kanye, what is your experience as a consultant prior to this contract?
It's the same thing prior to the interim management.
Have you awarded or have you been awarded any contract or any appointment in any institution as a consultant in relation to debt recovery before?
No.
You have not?
No.
Do you think you were qualified?
Yes, of course, I think it only entails, let me do the old job, old tricks, go out after the people.
Old
tricks, gently talk to people to achieve my goals.
And what were your goals?
My goal is to pay the rates, or whatever.
Do you have a work plan?
In my head, yes.
Same
Depending on which company I'm talking to.
Do you have an activity plan, or is it also as in your head as well?
Yes.
Were you reporting? Do you have a reporting mechanism in relation to your consultants?
Most of my reporting is done by actions. And product results.
And what are these results that you're referring to?
Results is I have achieved good getting money from places.
Can you name us the places, the companies, the institutions that you have had results from in recovering debt?
TK Motors, for example.
Okay. When was
that
this?
That was a reconciliation to take place with them.
There was a what?
I had a reconciliation with them, and I followed it up through, and it went well.
Do you have those documents?
I don't have the document.
Were there any documents?
There was no document.
How would we believe?
I don't know.
The commissioners need to verify your evidence.
Yes. I cannot provide any written document. As I've said, it's operational, and I go out there, get them what I get, and then go.
Mr. Kanye, in February 2021, you were also awarded another contract by the council as a dump site consultant for a period of 1 year.
Yes.
It says under this contract you had several benefits. You were given a telephone allowance of $15,000.
Yes.
Please confirm or verify or deny, refute some of these findings. The dump site allowance is $30,000. The consultancy fee, $35,000 paid to you quarterly. Do you recall this?
I do recall $10,000 a month for a dump site allowance.
Just $10,000?
Yes, for a month.
You were not receiving any other allowance apart from this?
I do receive, as you've said, telephone allowance.
Yes.
Yes.
Telephone allowance?
Yeah.
And what is your experience in relation to dump site management?
There is no specific qualifications, but because of my nature of no nonsense to occur under my belt, I am recognized to be able to, in hard conditions, harsh ones, they think I would be of good to that place.
Mr. Kanyi, do you not think that for you to be given consultancies in various in these capacities, there need to be qualification in relation to these areas? You don't think so?
I'm not saying I don't think so, but I don't pay much attention to those things. If I knew the task ahead, I would be able to carry it out.
Yes, that makes sense. But in addition to the experience that you want to rely on, you don't even have documents. You don't even have working map or outline documented. You don't have reports. So it's one thing to say that you may not have the academic qualification or the previous working experience, and you rely on your age and your memory and your strictness. I believe so many people can rely on that, trust me. But to prove that those qualities were in fact very more important than the rest, you need to show us evidence of how you were working and you're operating.
As I have said once again, I only get into anything I do for results. And if I can achieve the results, all other things are not important to me.
But I am asking about the results now.
The results of what?
Of your activities.
My
as
results
a consultant at the dump site.
Okay. My results there is, one, to try and mitigate fire occurrence at the dump site.
Yes.
Two, to stop kids coming into the dump site because they have already lost a child.
Yes.
In fact, I think at that background, at that time, that was something the council was very worried because it wasn't fenced and people are coming in and out of the dump site willy-nilly, how they like it. So for that being the case, it has to have a strict control over and rules, i.e., you do not have to come to a dump site without wearing a hard boot.
Please
and
proceed.
No kids are not allowed to come over there. And rapid reaction when there is eventuality of fire.
Mr. Kanyi, were you also receiving $1,500 telephone allowance? Monthly?
1,500?
Yes. Monthly?
No, I don't think I remember that.
You don't recall this?
I don't.
Let's talk about some specific events that happened while you were working for the K.M.C. There was a period that there were bulldozers, I think it's D8 and D9. Do you recall this?
Yes.
They were meant to be repaired.
Yes.
And you were involved.
Yes.
Do you recall this?
I do recall it. But
now, before that, these bulldozers, how do you know how they came to council?
I vividly know everything about those bulldozers from.
Please tell us.
Unfortunately, there is some point I would not like to disclose, but I can tell you I played a very important role when the president was doing his first term Meet the Farmer Store. When he get to K.M.C, the committee that's in charge of where to take the president, I suggest to them, the dump site is our main headache and is consuming the council's fund far too much because of hiring of these bulldozers. I said it would be better and it will make a foundation stone laid by inviting him to the dump site. At the time, my suggestion was somehow crazy with a lot of people. So I tell them, it's not only when you build a new house you want to invite your president to open it. Sometimes your critical places where you think he can help as a president, you will be able to take him there to see it in firsthand without anybody telling him. And somehow, somewhere, somebody reasoned and said it's a good idea. And I was there when the president came. Fortunately for K.M.C., that day it was very rainy. So I had to borrow the president my Wellington boots.
How many bulldozers did you receive?
I received 2.
What were the condition of those bulldozers? Were they new bulldozers? Were they fairly used?
I do not know their age, but I know they've been lying down somewhere for quite a long time.
Were they walking?
They were not, because I had to carry them on this thing, but they were not even walking.
They were not operational?
No.
So when you used them at the dump site, you could not use them at the dump site?
No. At the beginning, I had to use local mechanics to help me to improve their working capacity.
What was the issue?
Long delays or long lying down machine for ages, finding not working.
So it had to be serviced?
Exactly.
And it was eventually working?
Exactly. But that is just for a temporal.
Yes.
Because we do not know how long will they snap.
There was a period that one of the bulldozers had a problem.
What?
There was a period that one of the bulldozers had a mechanical issue.
Yeah.
Allegedly, it's D9.
Yes.
And it had to be serviced. Parts were to be purchased. And I believe you were given money to go and purchase these parts in Senegal. Do you recall this?
I recall after 6-7 months, and this bulldozer D9
Yes.
had a problem, and I was even on a weekend in my village.
Yes.
And I was called that the driver somehow plunged the D9 into the ditch at the time on the
Yes.
dump site. So getting it out was the heaviest and the most difficult task I've ever endured, because some are not willing to help. Those who are willing to help wouldn't like us to get it, recover it, either to sell the part to them. So
Yes.
I refused both, and I resigned to say, I cannot do it, let somebody try. I cannot take it out, because all those who have these cranes are the same people who are contractors who have similar machines. So I thought I cannot go and succeed in it.
Yes. Now,
And then
go ahead.
the other one, D8, also had a breakdown, and I was stopped. But the reason why I was given these machines was I should be careful with their fuel, and their maintenance should be the sole responsibility of mine, not even the council. But I'll persuade the council to invest both in terms of repair and fuel. And I was strictly warned to be careful with that. And that's one of the things I did.
Let's talk about the substance itself. So basically, you were given money to go and buy parts in Senegal for the D9? bulldozer?
Yes, what happened is it's not D9 alone. There was 2 of them now are all having problem.
Yes.
The D9 is out of the